Namaskara. Hello everybody. Welcome back to my class. We are in a continued lesson of chapter 5 Understanding Elementary Shapes of class 6th. This is your third session out of 4. In the last class we have learnt formation of angle and different types of angles like right angle, straight angle, complete angle, acute, obtuse and reflex angles. In that we have understood formation and structure of these angles with reference to right angles by observation, isn't it? So today in this class we are going to understand how to measure these angles with the help of a protractor. Based on the exact measurement, we are classifying these angles as well as triangles. Okay children? Do you remember what assignment given to you in the last session? I hope you all have completed that assignment. Come, let us take a quick review of that assignment. If not completed, please do it today itself. Okay? Here you have to match different angles of group A with their characteristics in group B. Shall we match one by one? Meanwhile, you also correct your homework. If anything is wrong, correct it and watch the previous video of second session once again and understand the concept very clearly at your own speed. It's available in YouTube also. Okay children? Let's match it. First one is right angle. What is the correct answer for this? Yes, it is 1/4 revolution. And for acute angle, answer is less than a right angle. And for straight angle, half revolution. And for obtuse angle, correct answer is more than right angle. And for reflex angle, more than straight angle. Understood children? In this session, we are going to understand how to measure angles, what are perpendicular lines, and how to classify different types of triangle based on their characteristics. Are you excited to learn all these things? Yes, keep this excitement on a go. Children, we have learnt different angles which are comparing with right angle and straight angle. But this does not give a precise comparison. It cannot find which one among the two obtuse angle is greater. So, in order to be more precise in comparison, we need to measure the angles. We can do it with a protractor. See, this is the picture of a protractor which is there in your instrument box. Now it's time to take out your protractor, pencil, scale, eraser and all. With the help of this protractor, now we will understand how to measure angles. Okay, see, this is the picture of a protractor. You can find a ready-made protractor in your instrument box. The curved edge is divided into 180 equal parts. Each part is equal to a degree. The markings start from 0 degree on the right side and ends with 180 degree on the left side and vice versa. So, the instrument used to measure angles is called a protractor. Now we'll understand the measure of angles. We call our measure degree measure. One complete revolution is divided into 360 equal parts. Each part is a degree. We write 360 degree to say 360 degrees. In higher studies, they are using circular protractor. In higher studies, they are using circular protractor through which they can measure up to 360 degree. But you have in your instrument box this semicircle protractor, isn't it? Don't worry. You can also measure with your half circle protractor more than 180 degree like this way. See, isn't it smart? Yes. Now we will understand measurement of an angle by a protractor. See here, I have taken two line segments AB and BC. These two line segments are intersecting at the common vertex B. So we can find an angle is formed between these two line segments, isn't it? Now we will measure this angle using this protractor. 4 steps are there to measure an angle using a protractor. We'll see one by one. Place the protractor so that the midpoint of its straight edge lies on the vertex B of the angle. Adjust the protractor so that BC is along the straight edge of the protractor. There are two scales on the protractor. Read the scale which has the 0 degree mark coinciding with the straight edge, that is with ray BC. Measure the angle at the vertex. So, the angle ABC is equal to 50 degree. Did you understand, children? Now, we will see how to measure an angle by a protractor. See here, I have taken two line segments OM and ON. These two line segments are coinciding at the common vertex O. So, an angle has formed between these two line segments, isn't it? Now, we will find that angle using this protractor. Observe here, I am placing this protractor on the line segment ON. Now, we will read the marking on the protractor against the line segment OM. Observe, it is showing 75 degree, isn't it? So, the angle MON is equal to 75 degree, which is less than a right angle. So, the angle which is less than right angle is called acute angle, isn't it? So, the angle which measures less than 90 degree is called acute angle. Now, we will understand measurement of a right angle. See, here also I have taken two line segments OM and ON. These two are coinciding at the common vertex O. So, an angle has formed between these two line segments. Now, we will measure that angle using this protractor. Now, I am placing the protractor on the line segment ON. Now, we will read the marking on the protractor against the line segment OM. See, it is showing 90 degree, isn't it? So, the angle MON is equal to 90 degree, which is a right angle. So, we can say that a right angle is an angle which measures exactly 90 degree. Now, we will understand the measurement of obtuse angle. Here also, I have taken two line segment OM and ON. These two line segments are coinciding at the common vertex O. So, an angle has formed between these two line segments. Now, we will measure that angle using this protractor. Now, I am placing this protractor on the line segment ON. Now, we will read the marking on the protractor against the line segment OM. See, it is showing 140 degree. So, angle MON is equal to 140 degree, which is more than a right angle, isn't it? So, an obtuse angle is an angle which measures more than 90 degree and less than 180 degree. Understood, children? Now, we will learn measurement of a straight angle. See, here also I have taken two line segments OM and ON. These two line segments are coinciding at the common vertex O, isn't it? So, an angle formed between these two line segments. We will measure that angle using this protractor. Now, I am placing this protractor on the line segment ON. Now, we will read the marking on the protractor against the line segment OM. See, it is showing 180 degree. So, the angle MON is equal to 180 degree and it is a straight angle. So, straight angle is an angle which measures exactly 180 degree. Is it clear, children? Children, here I have taken a circular protractor which has 360 degrees in it, so that you can understand all the different types of angles at once itself. Okay. Observe keenly every action in this and confirm yourself. Okay. Here I have taken one line segment which is in blue and one more line segment which is in red with an arrow. Now you have to observe the movement of this arrow in this circular protractor. Okay. See, now it is moving and showing 10 degree. So, the angle formed between these two is 10 degree, which is an acute angle, isn't it? So, acute angle is an angle which measures more than 0 degree and less than 90 degree. Isn't it, children? Now observe the moment of arrow. It's showing towards 90 degree. So right angle is an angle which measures exactly 90 degree. Isn't it? Like the same, the angle which is more than 90 degree and less than 180 degree is called obtuse angle. Understood? Next, the arrow is moving towards 180 degree, which is a straight angle. So, straight angle is an angle which measures exactly 180 degree. So, the angles which are more than 180 degree and less than 360 degree are called reflex angles. Is it clear, children? Now you observe, the arrow is moving back to its original place with one complete rotation, isn't it? So, this angle is called a complete angle which measures 360 degree. I hope you all understood this concept very clearly. Now we will understand this with one activity.
Children, I am going to show you an interesting activity on measurement of angles. It is low cost, sometimes no cost, because it is made by the two color papers, and for making also it is very easy to use. So here I am using one circular sheet and one more circular sheet which is smaller than that one, and here I pasted one arrow mark made by paper strip. First you have to draw a line from here to here, also another line where these two will meet, that's the center. Do the same thing for the smaller disc also, and draw degrees from that point, so that with the help of protractor and mark degrees against the degrees shown on the protractor, so that we will get 180 degree. And if you turn the protractor to the other side, again we will get 180 degree. Like this we can make 360 degree protractor. And you cut half a slit here from the center to 0 degree, so that you will see like this. In the same manner, make a cut from the center to edge, so that the smaller disc can turn from the center like this. Now the arrow is showing towards 0 degree, isn't it? If you push this arrow mark to the 10 degree, you can see the angle formed 10 degree. So like this 20 degree, see this is 30 degree, 40 degree, like this. These are all less than 90 degree. So that these angles are called acute angles. When it is towards 90 degree, so this one is called right angle. Then more than right angle and less than 180 degree is called obtuse angles. So this you can see here, 110 degree, 120 degree, 130 degree, 150 degree, 170 degree, like this. So when is equal to 180 degree, then you can say it as straight angle, which is equal to 180 degree. So after that, if you push the arrow again, it is showing 190 degree, 200 degree, 230 degree, like this till 359 degree. These angles are called reflex angles. Then finally arrow comes back to 0 degree. That means it has taken a complete round on this. Shows 360 degree. It is called a complete angle. So like this you can also make this circular protractor and understand different angles by doing simple activity. At home you can learn as well as you enjoy by doing on your own. Will you do it at home? I hope you will do it. Thank you for watching.
Let's take an activity break. Here I am giving you 4 statements. You have to read these statements and tell me whether the given statement is true or false. We'll see one by one. First statement. The measure of an acute angle is less than 90 degree. Is it true or false? Yes, it is true. Second one. The measure of an obtuse angle is less than 90 degree. Is it true or false? Yes, correct. It is false because the measure of an obtuse angle is greater than 90 degree. Isn't it, children? Third one. The measure of a reflex angle is greater than 180 degree. Is it true or false? Yes, it is true. The measure of one complete revolution is equal to 360 degree. Is it true or false? Yes, this is also true. Now we will study what are perpendicular lines. When two lines intersect and the angle between them is a right angle, then the lines are said to be perpendicular. If a line AB is perpendicular to CD, we write AB is perpendicular to CD. We'll see how. Here I have taken one line named as AB and I will take one more line CD. These two lines are intersecting at the point O, isn't it? So, an angle has formed between these two lines, which is a right angle. So, we can say that AB is perpendicular to CD. Is it clear, children? Think, discuss and write. If AB is perpendicular to CD, then should we say that CD is also perpendicular to AB? Yes, obviously it is true. We'll see how. Here I have taken two lines AB and CD. These two are meeting at the point O, isn't it? So we can find 4 right angles are formed between these two lines. So obviously we can say that AB is perpendicular to CD and also CD is perpendicular to AB. Children, you can give plenty of examples from things around you for perpendicular lines. The English alphabet T is one. Is there any other alphabet which illustrates perpendicularity? Yes, there are many. T, L, E, H and so on. Now we'll see one example. Let AB be a line segment. Mark its midpoint as M. Let MN be a line perpendicular to B through M. Does MN divide AB into two equal parts? Yes. See here. MN bisects AB. That means it divides AB into two equal parts with right angles, isn't it? And is also perpendicular to AB. So we say MN is the perpendicular bisector of AB. Let's see some examples on perpendicular lines we see around us. First one is a book. So we can find perpendicular lines in this picture. We can draw perpendicular lines like this. Understood, children? We'll see the next one. See, this is alphabet E. Here also we can find some perpendicular lines. For example, Understood? We'll see one more example. See, this is a snooker board. Here also we can find some perpendicular lines. We can draw like this. I hope you have understood perpendicular lines. Children, we already know some basic shapes. So triangle is also one among that, isn't it? See, this is the picture of a triangle. Is it closed or open figure? Yes, it is closed figure. Now we'll see the definition of triangle. So triangle is a simple closed geometrical figure bounded by three line segments. So a triangle has three sides, that is AB, and BC and CA, and it has three vertices A, B, C, isn't it? And also it has three angles, angle A, angle B and angle C. Angle A, angle B and angle C. You might have seen different types of triangles, or you can make three-sided polygons in different ways, isn't it? So all such triangles can be grouped with their characteristics. We can classify triangles into two categories based on sides and based on angles. So based on sides, we can again classify the triangles into three types. Those are equilateral triangle, isosceles triangle and scalene triangle. Based on angles, triangles can be again classified into three groups: acute angle triangle, right angle triangle and obtuse angle triangle. We'll study all these one by one. Now we will understand what is equilateral triangle. See, here I have taken a triangle ABC. Now we will find the measurements of all the three sides using a ruler. See, the measurement of AB is 4 centimeter. We'll measure BC. So the measurement of BC is also 4 centimeter. And now we will measure AC. The measurement of AC is also 4 centimeter. Children, you observe here, all the three sides are equal here, isn't it? So, equilateral triangle is a triangle in which all the three sides are equal. See here, AB is equal to BC is equal to AC is equal to 4 centimeter, isn't it? Now we'll see what is isosceles triangle. Here I have taken a triangle PQR. In the same manner, we'll measure all the three sides using a ruler. So the measurement of PQ is 6 centimeter and the measurement of QR is 4.5 centimeter and the measurement of PR is also 4.5 centimeter. Isn't it, children? See here, you observe two sides are equal with 4.5 centimeter and one side is different from this. So isosceles triangle is a triangle having two sides equal. Understood? So here PR is equal to QR is equal to 4.5 centimeter and PQ is 6 centimeter. Now we'll understand what is a scalene triangle. See here, I have taken a triangle PQR. Now we'll write the measurements. Here PQ is 4.5 centimeter and QR is 4 centimeter and the measurement of PR is 3 centimeter. Children, here you observe all the three measurements are different from each other, isn't it? So a scalene triangle is a triangle having all three unequal sides. Is it clear, children? See here, PR is not equal to QR is not equal to PQ. Now we'll see all types of triangles based on sides at once itself. See, if all the three sides are equal, then we call it as equilateral triangle. If only two sides are equal, then it is isosceles triangle. All the sides are unequal, then we call it as scalene triangle. Understood, children? Now we'll understand the classification of triangles based on angles. Here I have taken a triangle PQR. Observe here, all the three angles are acute angle, isn't it? That means less than 90 degree. So we can define acute angle triangle like this. If each angle is less than 90 degree, then the triangle is called an acute angle triangle. See here, all the three angles are equal. If all the three angles are equal, then we call it as equiangular triangle also. See here, it's a right angle triangle. Here I have taken a triangle PQR. Here you are observing one right angle in this triangle. So we can define right angle triangle like this. If any one angle is a right angle, that means which is equal to 90 degree, then the triangle is called a right angled triangle. See here, RPQ is 45 degree and PQR is 90 degree and QRP is 45 degree. Next we'll see what is obtuse angle triangle. Here in this triangle PQR, you are identifying one obtuse angle, isn't it? So we can define obtuse angle triangle like this. If any one angle is greater than 90 degree, then the triangle is called an obtuse angle triangle. Here you can see the measurements of all the three angles. So what is acute angle triangle? If each angle is less than 90 degree, that means all the three angles should be acute angle. Then what is right angle triangle? If any one angle is a right angle, then we call it as right angle triangle. If any one angle is greater than 90 degree, then we call it as obtuse angle triangle. Let's do an activity and classify the following triangles. See, first one, what type of triangle is this? Yes, it is a scalene triangle because all the three sides are unequal here. And second one is, guess, yes, it is acute angled triangle, isn't it? Because all the angles are acute angle here. Third one is an obtuse angle triangle, isn't it, children? And fourth one, yes, correct. Definitely, it's a right angle triangle. And the fifth one is, here you observe all the three sides are equal. So we can call it as equilateral triangle. And finally the sixth one, this is, yes, correct. This is isosceles triangle because two sides are equal here. Now it's time to give you home assignment. Do it today itself and show it to your teachers. Draw four lines as like following and find the angles. Here you have to find the angle RQS, RQT and TQP and PQS. Next one. In this picture, you have to find the angles by measuring using a protractor. Okay? I hope you will do it today itself. In this class, we have learnt how to measure angles using a protractor and what are perpendicular lines and classification of triangles. Now it's time to say bye to you all. See you in the next class. Till then, stay home, be safe and don't stop learning. Thank you. By PS, P. Sunita, TGT, GMPS Jaraganahalli, Bengaluru, South 3. Thank you.